because I intended to be back here way sooner, but it's raining now. So, good job for whoever was on that live concerned about the fire I was having. But on my drive back, my windshield wiper decided that it didn't want to be a part of my vehicle anymore, and flew up behind me and got ran over, so I had to go grab another one. But now I'm back. We're going to start off on the orbital here, and then we're going to go back to a stack that we were working on earlier. This is the one we finished on the last live. So if you're unfamiliar with Life Skateboards, we handcraft high-quality handcrafted skateboard decks. That's a little redundant, but if you want one, you can go to lifeskateboard.com and get one of your own. We've got over 77 shapes listed on the website. We press our boards, we glue them by hand, we let them sit in the press for 24 hours and then cure for 7 days, and then we cut out our own shapes on these templates that you see lying around here, hanging around here, and then I shape them, and then we apply graphics ourselves with hand-carved lino blocks carved by local artists. So I'm going to get started here on the orbital. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask, and I will get to them as I see them. Yeah, don't forget, you can get one of these boards at lifeskateboard.com. I'm going to get to work here, and we'll get that on this, and move over to the belt sander. Hi there, Larry. Thanks for popping in. I'm going to go ahead and share this on another platform real quick here. Back. I just wanted to share that on Facebook real quick. On that last live, you guys helped me hit 6,000 subscribers, so thank you so much. My favorite color? That's a good question. I think it changes. I like purple right now. I think that's pretty cool. I wear black a lot, so. Purple and pink color. That's my jam. Knucklehead to be chased next. Pay attention. Okay, 6-ply mellow double knuckle for our friend Jerry. We finished with a 150 grit, 150 on the orbital here, and to be honest, I need a new piece. Finished grit's 150, that way we're not taking off a lot of material. However, it doesn't make it too smooth, because if you make it too smooth, then the ink doesn't want to stick when we apply our graphics. Thank you, Luke. I appreciate it. From the UK. You guys have some really cool board makers over there as well. Big A Skateboards has a really cool looking press with teeth on it. It looks like the teeth are biting down on it when they press their boards. I like them a lot. We do ship to the UK if you want one of these boards. top and bottom are sanded. Time to clean up the edge. Luke says he likes Enjoy decks. Unfortunately. So Luke, welcome to my stream. This is a stream where we're doing things a lot different than the rest of the industry does. So I've got a lot to say about mass-produced boards. If I'm remembering correctly, is Enjoy Dwindle? Is anybody watching familiar with that can confirm for me? Was Enjoy Skateboards made by Dwindle Skateboard Distribution, the company that just went out of business? Is that accurate? I genuinely want somebody to correct me if I'm wrong. What's up, Sportsman? Enjoy was pretty cool. There we go. Yeah, so if it was Dwindle, just remember that Dwindle Distribution was making crap boards for a very long time. Hey, all right, Michael, there we go. We got post-board balloon. That was is a pretty weak comparison, so we got a rule on this channel. If you're going to try to insult, or I don't know, maybe it's a compliment, maybe it's an insult, by comparing me to Post Malone, you've got to use a pun or something. It's got to be, you got to use some creativity in it. You threw an extra word in there, Michael, so you get some points. But yeah, if it was Dwindle, Dwindle did just go out of business. They sold their entire stock to overstock places. You're getting reviews from everybody in the chat here, Michael. Sorry. Sorry, man. You got to do better next time. We expect more from you. Okay. I don't. So once again, so when we're talking about board brands, we should talk about the manufacturer. I don't know who makes Jacuzzi, but I can talk about the manufacturer if you can bring that up. Thank you. So this one is actually not anywhere near the shovel heads that Grosso skated, but this is a twin. Right here with a square nose and tail. We do have some shapes like the shovel head or the pan head that you would probably really like. That's more Grosso-esque as far as a shovel on the nose, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's crazy that they're expensive because they're crap. So mass-produced boards, ooh. So we got a storm coming. If the power goes out, I'm sorry. Oops. So mass-produced boards are just not made for quantity, not quality. From the graphic application to the cure time to the press time to how many boards are in the press at a time, it's just cutting corners left and right. I got double nose. Nice. That's so sweet of you. Someone said, are squares better than a traditional circles? That's a good question. Now, are we talking shapes? Because if that was I was so confused. Double nose boards. Randy, Rowdy, I'm so sorry. That was a legitimate question you asked me and I didn't answer. Yes, we can do twin anything for you. That was dumb. That was really dumb. I was sitting here like, how does that make sense? We can twin anything for you. Our twins, as far as our mid-twin, small twin, and big twin, our egg twin comes in all three sizes as well. Those are naturally a twin, but you can go to any of our popsicles and in the notes put twin this for me. Even our funkier shapes can be twinned. The butter knife, I have seen a twin tail of that, and that is wild. But yeah, we can do everything for you. But are squares better than circles? I don't know. I'm not a geometrist. I'm a board maker. Hello there, good sir. Why do I have a feeling that I probably know you in person? And if I don't, I'm sure I will one day. Yeah, dude, it just ejected on me. You're really good. Thank you, Sebi. I appreciate that. I like the product to speak for it. Yep, here's a mid-twin for us. Tapers into the center. Really nice. If you want one of these, but tapers out, you're going to want to go for our egg twin. But yeah, dude, my wiper blade just like, I turned it on one time, second time, it just decided, nope, behind me. And I bought that thing a week ago. Whoever put that on might have put it on wrong. I put that on. Alright, so we're going to get going here on the next one. The rest of these steps I am required to wear a respirator for, so I won't be able to... Oh hey, what's up, Bobby? That's cool. Thanks. So Bobby here, Skate Forever, ran into him on Saturday and Sunday at both events. Sold him a couple of life boards. That was really cool. And then ran into him again on Sunday when I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Then we hung out, had a great day at Major Taylor Skate Park. So thanks for hopping on the live, bud. I appreciate you. Hope you're liking that board. I'm gonna move you guys over here. If the audio cuts off, please let me know. Sometimes when I'm plugging the tripod, the charger in and out, it likes to take the audio away from me. We charging? We're not charging. There we go. Now we're charging. Shouldn't have had a phone call on lunch. Now my phone's dying. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start off with this Mellow 6-ply for Jerry. First person in here said their favorite color was blue, so here you go, this one's for you. Jerry's a great individual and a long-term customer from us. Always gets very similar boards. I think we found the one that he likes the most right here. 6-ply, double knucklehead. From our Mellow press. A little less concave than the other one. Still the same great quality. Alright. I'm going to throw my respirator on and I'm going to get to work here. I'll drag you guys along with me. If you have any questions, I'll be able to answer them when I hop back on the orbital. There we go. the edges like that. We're going to bring it over here. Yes, it is possible. You just need a smaller kick. We've made like shorter boards, but our kicks are just farther apart. So you'd need your own press for that. Is set up to be for a 7-ply board, and this is a 6-ply board, and that's why you saw me holding it down at an angle. Ooh. That way I can catch it in the right spot. Did we find it? And Joy is gone. Cool. I got a confirmation. I was correct. All right, now we're gonna go over to the drum, clean it up some more. And then we'll be back on the orbital where I can answer questions. And back to the order. compressor has been going off for a minute, so let me go shut that off. Be right back. Gotten real good at just narrating my answers by what I'm doing now. If you don't think I do that when I'm not on live, it's hard not to. All right, get you plugged in there, and we are on to the orbital where I can answer questions. You're all right, Rowdy. They made sense to me. This one is I believe it's just shy of 9. This is a double knuckle. So at your truck beds, I'm sorry, I was wrong. It's 9 1/4 inch. Your center where it tapers in, it's gonna be right at 9. You've got a 7 1/4 nose and tail. It's really not that big compared to what else we make. We make everything from a 7.75 all the way up to a 14.2 inch board. How wide is the deck you're making? I think I answered that one. I don't like an 8, but we make them for you if you need them. We've got popsicles in an 8. You can get, you can twin any of those popsicles. You can select your wheelbase. We also have an 8.1 twin and a 8.1 egg twin. Those are on the website. So if you would like, just go to lifeskateboard.com, check us out, and get you a deck. We'll make whatever you want. We also offer 2 concaves if you're looking for something in an 8. There's a standard and a mellow. Standard is extremely deep. Everybody loves it. And then this is our mellow here. Obviously, some of our customers want that. Good question, Spencer. Good question. I'm not the owner of this company. The company's been around since 2012. I work for Sam Cook. Worked here for several years. Well, Anthony Santiago said that his brother blew up his board on 4th of July. Now, number one, that sounds kind of gnarly. I kind of hope you were doing a trick or something. And made an edit because that sounds pretty cool. But tell them just go to lifeskateboard.com. You might be able to blow this one up. I actually don't try that. They're extremely strong, but I don't know how they hold to explosion. But go to lifeskateboard.com. Tell them to get you a life. Bro, it is time to get a life. To be honest with you, Ron, I had no clue where that was going to go. I had real bad razor tail once. You ready for a horror story about razor tail, guys? So I had razor tail one time, and I was trying to learn getting into tail from fakie on a spine, shove it, and then blunt over the spine. I missed the shove it, so my board landed in a full vertical blunt. My tail missed the tail, my foot missed the tail, my front foot missed the nose, and I was just kind of suspended on there. It sucked. It was not fun. I got, slashed is a word for it, suspended by a very sharp piece of wood in a very sensitive area that sent me to the hospital. that was fun. I was alone at Major Taylor Skate Park at 2 in the morning, so I crawled my happy ass to my car and went to the hospital. It was not the beehole. It was the boys. It was not a fun one. Almost lost one, but they're still there. And now I retire all of my boards before they have razor tail, because I'm afraid of that. Yeah, like the worst type of popsicle. Like there was no way my feet could have hit the ground, and I was just kind of stuck up there, and it just like, let's imagine some things. It just went like that. It was not a good one. You gotta protect them. It was I'll say it was more than just a nut shot. Very sharp nut jab. Let's call it that. What's up, Smiley? Thanks for tuning in. I just talked about popsicling myself. The crazy thing, I'm an addict in recovery, so this happened pre-sobriety. There was a contest 3 days later, and what the doctors gave me is what I took, and I just skated anyway. That was a really, really dumb idea, because then I was unable to walk for like a week or two. But I'm sorry, Smiley. The other side of your face, the spider web. I'm a little confused, Smiley. That's a normal state for we don't use that tape anymore. Oh, yeah, it's just there. It's alright, Smiley, you can always wonder. There we go. Alright, now that the top and bottom are cleaned up, time to go ahead and hit the edges. I love smiling too. Have I ever damaged a tattoo? That's a great question. Yes. I got this done and then went on a street session and tried to climb over a wall and dragged it right across the wall. So it fell out right there. I'm real bad at letting my shit heal. So I've had to have a lot touched up over time. I was kind of bummed out. I've got this little gas mask on my ankle. And when I broke my leg, they told me they were going to have to cut it in half and it was going to have a gnarly scar through it, and I wanted that. But they intentionally put the scar below my tattoo. Thanks, guys. I wanted a cool one. Just received your package today. Whole bunch of dragons. Well, congratulations, Shell Shock. That sounds fun. And yeah, it does heal, but sometimes it falls all the way out. But your hair looks exactly like mine. Cool. I hope it's not as much work as mine, because I don't really work on mine. I'm gonna be honest here. I just kind of let it happen, and then every once in a while, figure out where the knots are and rip them out. I don't know how much a skateboard will cost. If you like, I can tell you how much a skateboard costs, though, because that is what I'm selling. Nice, there you go. Shiny and smooth. Yeah, you just kind of leave it. It happens. You end up with dreads you got to rip out and all that fun stuff. Hey, thank you, Kendall. I appreciate you. So this 6-ply double knucklehead out of the mellow press is just about done. And there she is, nice and smooth. This is one of the reasons I don't wear gloves for this process. Part of the quality control is running my hand along it. I appreciate that comes from a place of love, buddy. All right, we'll leave it at that. Oh man, I don't do that. When I get a thick dread, I work it all the way to the top of my head. This stuff's been growing for over a decade. I'm not trying to rip pieces of it, cut pieces of it out. Scissors don't touch this hair, just rips. I do way too much that it gets tangled in this hair for me to care about it too much. Are we plugged in? We're good. No, there hasn't been much of an issue with flooding. That much. We do have quite a bit of water issues on the property itself, but it's nothing serious, like it doesn't get into the building or anything. There is some flooding in the grass area and stuff like that, but you know, I'm here to be in the building making the skateboards. So next I'm gonna go ahead and let's see how many we got left here. We got an egg twin next, another pop. Let's see. If I do this 3 and 3, we can get it done. 3 and 3. Yeah, I don't cut mine. I'll be honest though, that machine right over there did rip out a chunk of my hair all the way down to the scalp. I think it took like 2 years to grow back or something like that. That was not fun. It almost killed me. And this is why my hair is back now. Making sure it can't reach the machines. All right, respirator time. And we're gonna go ahead and push 3 of these through at a time. So that means I'm gonna be working for a minute. Yeah, it was a big ouch, it doesn't stop. So I was trying to yank my scalp off. It wasn't a fun time. But all right, here we go. Alright, I'm gonna drink of this monster real quick. We also, Smiley said you make longboards too. World ain't what they said it is. Yeah, actually, it did happen. It sucked. It was on that machine there when we had it in Muncie. I had the machine going. I reached down to grab something and tripped, and it pulled me in, dragged me underneath, and I was able to get the shut-off switch, but not before it was yanking the back of my head quite a bit. And I was stuck to the machine and had to untangle myself from the machine while trying as hard as I could to not turn it on. And I was alone. It was a fun time. That was sarcasm. It was scary. It was very scary. Genuinely thought I was going to die that day. I think the scariest part of that happening was that I was stuck to the bottom of the machine, so I couldn't see the back of my head, but I could feel that it was wet, so I thought it was like full on ripping it off, like ripping with the skin and everything, but it was from the pain and everything. I was just sweating like crazy. Thankfully it was just sweat and not blood, but I did not find that out until I got loose. That was pretty terrifying. Like, I think I was stuck to that thing for like 15-20 minutes. That was a pretty terrifying 15-20 minutes. But I finished my work that day and went home. Came home alive. We're a pretty good example of we learned the wrong way to do things by doing the wrong thing. You can learn from us. The company collectively has 18 full fingers. Lost some hair. It's been a fun one. All right, now we're gonna get the edge router here and then hop over here to the drum. Hey, thanks, Smiley. I appreciate you. All right, so there's a big old chunk right here. I gotta get that off of there. Sorry guys, the power was flickering there for a minute. I'm gonna go check how bad this storm is right now because the power has been flickering here. Be right back. What the heck? Bright and sunny out. I'm very confused, but it is what it is. Alright, now we're gonna hop over to step here. Gretchen really likes to come in here and list off brand names, and I'm really confused by it. And I've said this several times. If you're asking me opinions about board brands, remember, ask me about the manufacturer, because that's all I care about. My phone's dying again. What the heck? What's going on here? Got the charger attached. And yet here we are. Not working. Dang it. That's pretty neat. So I hope this doesn't die on me. Let's catch up while I'm here. James Heater says you need a hella concave board. Well, yeah, we actually do compare concave to hill concave, so any of our boards, extremely deep, real deep concave. Check them out. And then we'll figure out what's going on with this charging situation over on the orbital. Thanks for tuning in, Kevin, No, and Stio? I don't know. I can't read. I make skateboards. I don't know how to read. Take through the orbital where I can answer any questions and actually see what you guys are saying. Real quick here, let me try to figure out what's going on with this charging situation. Plug it in there, and it doesn't work. Oh, is it working? There it goes.
just gotta wait, I guess. Be patient. Cove said, what did you have for lunch? I went by No Pal, my favorite little Mexican restaurant in New Palestine. And I always get their steak fajita nachos and a water every time. They know what I want when I walk in. I'm one of those people. You know it. Yeah. I always liked those people when I worked in restaurants too. It's kind of fun to be that person now. If it's between 1 and 3 o'clock and I walk in there, they know exactly what I want. Yes, sir. Is it a normal shape? Yes. So this one is actually the 1992, I believe. So this one's got more of a football-ish shape, or is this the football? I believe this is the football. Hold on. Yeah. Let me hold it up here. Oops, that hurt. We're checking stuff. So this is the football. The twin football. We've got over 77 shapes, and some of them are a little bit close, so I like to hold it up to check. So this is symmetrical. It's not like your normal popsicle. This would be a popsicle here. And then this is one of our egg twins. We've got over 77 different shapes, so. Ooh, somebody noticed what's up here. So I'm gonna answer this first. Over here, all of those up there are all the half templates for all of our shapes. We call those the masters. That's how it's made. You make half of it and then make it symmetrical. But now I'm going to show you what I knew you were asking about. I ended up selling this to my boss, so it's still here. But this was my Volterra Complete. Unfortunately, I had some bills to pay, so I get to still look at it, but it's my boss's. Pretty cool. It's an original. It's missing nose and tail guard, but let's see what we got here. I think it's possible they want you in and out as quickly as possible. Summer said that. That's a very confusing thing to say. I don't know, Summer. You can, if you're. I'm very confused on what you're saying there, but that's fine. Do you use rotator table? A rotator table? I'm a little confused by your question, Aaron. It was about the food. Okay. Yes, I was so confused by that, Summer. I'm sorry, my brain don't work too good sometimes. This thing me not thinking. Router, yes. Yes, sir, we do, Aaron. Yep, so here is our router table here. So it's got bearing down at the bottom and then this blade on top. The template runs along this bearing, and then this cuts it out on top. These are the uncuts in here. Real quick, because this is a new group. Here's where we press all of our boards. Here's some uncuts. Here's the boards that we pressed this morning. These two presses. These guys are still curing. Here's the raw veneer. Got all this here. All this stuff. And then obviously the templates are what you see all the way around here. Sorry about the lack of explanation. I keep forgetting that I've done 2 lives today. And for those of you that came back from the original live and didn't hear the story, sorry it took me a minute. My windshield wiper decided it didn't belong on my car anymore, and I needed to fix that. Can you order an uncut country? No, unfortunately you cannot. How many layers? It depends on what you're ordering. Our standard is 7 unless it's a youth board. Sorry, country. It's just not something we do. We like having control over everything in the process, and unfortunately, we can't control what happens once it leaves. So, 6 layers for youth boards, but we can do an 8-ply. This one is actually an 8-ply, or we can do a 6-ply, but it's pretty much whatever you want. Bo Riddle said, "Who's buying these boards when I can go to Temu and get them a quarter of the price? Give me a major break." Just saying. So I'm going to use that as a jumping off point. So Bo, when you look at those boards and you think, how could they be that cheap? What did they pay the person that made them? You're profiting off of slave labor, just in case you were wondering. We don't do that around here. I'm going to be taken care of for the boards that I'm taking care of. And also, I discuss on a regular basis the difference between factory boards and non-factory boards. Also, if you order a board from Temu, do you know where that came from? Did that come from a Chinese warehouse? Is there maple growing in China? Because there's not. But you do your thing. How much do these skateboards you're making cost? So that's a great question. I hope that's from Punisher Skateboards, because if it is, rad. But this one here, I believe is $79. You have to check the website. Our popsicles are $70, and the shapes go up from there. Don't have all the prices and shapes memorized because there's a lot of them. This shape I do know is $79. So 70, 79. Kevin Kev thinks that implying that I'm on drugs is a funny thing to do. Well, Kevin, here's the funny part about this. I'm very open about being an addict in recovery because I think talking about my journey and my struggles with alcohol and drugs is helpful to other people that are going through that journey themselves. So if you do need help with your struggles with substances, I'm here to talk about it. I'm not embarrassed about my past use, but if you think that that's a funny little point to make, then you can make that point if you want to. What is the $79? So this one here is a mid-egg twin. All of our twins, that would be the mid-twin, small twin, big twin, and the egg twin of the same variety, are $79. Really fun board, obviously not finished yet. Heck yeah, Kova, I want to see that. Cove, Worm, I'm going to call you Worm. Yeah, a lot of people, we've actually made shapes with chairs with skateboards. That's been pretty fun. Give you a pig shape? Which one? We got the piglet, the pig, the boar, and the hog. Which one you want? Where can I buy some? You can go to lifeskateboard.com and get one of your own. Right here. lifeskateboard.com. I kind of like it when people try to accuse me of being on drugs. It's a fun jumping off point. We do ship worldwide. I will say that international shipping is a flat rate. So if you order more boards, we lose a little money on shipping. It's better for us because we're selling multiple, so it's kind of a give and take. It ends up fine with us. Order with some friends and it offsets that flat rate. That's just the unfortunate current situation that we're in, where international shipping just sucks. And I hate it because I love our life boards to go everywhere. You live in Saudi Arabia, that's cool. We have shipped all over the world. We actually shipped one of our first orders to Japan recently. We sent a bomber over that way. One of these guys. I believe that was what it was. I'm gonna have to double check. I think that was it though. It was either that or the XL Panhead. I can't really remember. We are based out of, we're based out of New Palestine, Indiana. We used to be in Muncie, Indiana. Whoa, did I just hear? 2 weeks no alcohol, Aaron. Congratulations, man. That is awesome. I'm so proud of you. These first few months are going to be the toughest, and then it's going to be moving on with the rest of your life and learning to live life again. Congratulations, Aaron. That's awesome. One day at a time, buddy. Available everywhere. I try to order it in Korea. I'm not sure if we've had much much work on here. Oh, Aaron's a funny guy. Look at that. Manipulating people through sobriety. That's cute. Yeah, we don't manipulate people through sobriety. So we were actually talking about real sobriety on here. Yes, John said, can you do a kickflip? I'm not going to do one here on live, but if you scroll over to my shorts, you can see plenty of those. Yikes, man. Yeah, that's weird. And I hope you do better with your life. 2 days away from 5 years? Wow. Everybody, let's all be nice here. And seriously, that is a huge achievement, man. 5 years is awesome. 15 years. Look at this. This is all legitimate people that are hopping out here and saying, I've been clean for this year. That's why your disrespect towards all these people was just removed from the chat. I'm really happy for all of you. Brian, happy for you. Native, I'm happy for you. That's awesome. What was your preferred substance, and why were you consuming drugs, and how did you get out of that world? So that's a good question. Alcohol was my drug of choice, obviously, and then that kind of led into, I don't know why I said obviously, but that kind of opened the door for me to not say no to everything, whether that be blow, lots of hallucinogenics, lots of speed, ketamine, all kinds of really bad things that were bad for my brain and bad for me. Looking back on my drug use and alcohol use, the reason that I was using wasn't to get high or enjoy being high or get drunk. It was to escape reality and kind of run away is all it was. And my goal at the time was to do enough of those things so that I didn't wake up the next morning. So that the last thing I had on this earth was a little bit of fun as I saw it. That's a really sad way to live, because I didn't remember any of those times. Looking back on it, my whole memory from that period of time is all pieced together by skate videos that I don't even remember recording. And that's really sad, and that's why I really do like to talk about sobriety and talk about my journey, because hopefully it wakes somebody else up in that journey, and maybe they can kind of do the same thing where they're helping other people, and then it creates a chain reaction where we've just got more and more and more loud, sober people that are there and not embarrassed so that we can just talk about it. I think it's awesome. Thank you guys, I really appreciate you. This is really cool. Yep, see, once again, we got little smartasses on the internet. Like, hey, I see people talking about sobriety. I'm going to talk about my drug use. I used to be that person too, and when those people are ready, they can come and talk to me if they want some help. But I'm not going to judge them in active use. I'm just going to offer the tools to be able to help. Thank you, Cove. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. YouTube Shorts is healing? That's cool. You guys are rad. Thanks for getting me talking about that. I tend to remove people from my life that view sobriety as a joke or make jokes out of sobriety. Especially like what people were doing in that chat there, because we're talking about something that's life or death, and whether it's fun for one person, like, yeah, it's fun to go out on a Friday night and drink. Well, your friend that you went out to drink with went home with a handle and killed themselves with it. You gonna be happy about that? Some of us are dealing with some serious issues, and it's not fun, and it's not a joke, and that's why we're here to help. But yeah, then that's very true. You can't force people into help, and I'm never going to be that. Always just be the person that's there to help. However, I am going to be a bit of a dick to the people that are dicks to people that are trying to get help. Hey, man. I mean, that sign that alcohol is probably a problem for you if that was an issue with you. If not, I'm not your doctor. I've been making boards with Sam for about 4 years. He's been making boards since 2012. Wow, Matthew, that is tough. I am sorry that that's what you have to deal with. I hope it's working for you. But that is definitely tough because those are some things that get abused pretty regularly. So I hope you're doing well, and I hope that stuff is helping you. Used to craft fingerboard decks. That's cool. I appreciate all type of board making too. When it comes to like surfboards and snowboards, I think it's awesome. It's not something I do, but I think it's really cool. Especially the process, surfboard repair, that is a really cool process to watch. Every time I kick someone or put them in timeout, please understand that I'm imagining them as a 12-year-old. Just go in the corner, think about what you've done. Other than skating, what hobbies do you have? That's a good question, skateboarding. I really don't do very much. I clean skate parks. I wake up in the morning, I got a dog I take care of. For fun, we go to skate parks. For work, we go to skate parks. For relaxing time, I go to skate parks. You know how it is. I really just don't do that much outside of it. I'm a boring person. My whole life is skateboarding. That's a weird thing to say, isn't it? I make wax. Thank you. Like in my spare time, I make wax. I have a wax company called Butter Bars Wax, where I make all the packaging by hand with lino blocks and all that fun stuff. What's your favorite trick? Currently, I really like my frontside 360 rock to front rock. I really like that. It's a full 540 with a rock in the middle. But I recently started adding another revert to make that a full 720 turn, and I love it. How long does it take in order to order a board online? So Smiley, that is a good question. If you ordered a board online, our turnaround time is 2 to 3 weeks, and that's only because if we have to press something fresh for you and there's an issue and repress it, if you select Maker's Choice for everything, you're going to get it pretty quickly. Thank you for the compliment. You're in pain 24/7. Wow, Matt, man, that is so hard to hear. Because I do have lots of friends that pain management led to addiction. So that is hard to hear. And I really hope that one day they start to be able to like do something for that isn't an addictive thing and isn't something where you're kind of teetering the line between medicine and recreational, because clearly it's something that you need. It's just such a dangerous thing to have to play with, you know, and it's not playing either. Well, Sweaty Freddy, look no further. You got one company where you can just pick up all the shapes you want to. We've got over 77 shapes listed on our website, and there's good concave. And you can see the guy that's making your board too, so you know who he is. Yeah, go to our chat website, and that's lifeskateboard.com. Get whatever you want, and remember that most of our boards come out of the same press. It depends on our wheelbase. So our wide and long press have the same concave, just spread out kicks. Our standards are always going to come out of the same press. Mellows are always going to come out of the same press, and our monsters are as well. So if you're trying different shapes from us and they're coming out of the same press, you're playing with the same concave, just different dimensions. So hopefully that'll help you make a better decision with us. And one thing that I always suggest when somebody's in that stage of bouncing around on boards when they order from us is ask us to double drill your truck holes. That's not something that people really think about, is deciding on what kind of wheelbase you want. But if you double drill your truck holes, it gives you the option for 2 or 3 wheelbases. Let me think about this. 4, sorry. Gives you the option of multiple wheelbases where you can bounce your trucks around and then find out exactly what you want. So if you do order a board from us for testing, just ask us to double drill your truck holes so you get your options, a bunch of options done on one board. I feel you, Sweaty Freddy. My standard wheelbase is 14.25. But if you're comfortable with drilling them, send it. We drill our own here, but we will double drill them for you. You're right. You want to know who? All right, everybody in the chat, real quick. So there is a shape called an 8-bit football. I want you guys to take guesses at who ordered that custom so that we made a template for it. I'm going to show you. So this here, this is our 10-inch football template. This is not a board, this is the template that the board gets cut out from. This is the 8-bit football. Is it weird? Yeah. Did we come up with it? No. Take some guesses at who ordered that for me real quick. Am I gonna get a copyright for that horrible rendition of Jeopardy? I don't think we're gonna get guesses. So in a minute here, I'm gonna just tell you who ordered that. All right? That sounds good? Dale Gungary asked us for that board. Of course, he asks for the weirdest board. It's so fun to skate. If you like, I've got one set up. You can pop a tray flip off of it like it's nothing. That's our. Yeah, I hope you didn't take me implying that you were an addict, my friend. I was just saying that I hope that the pharmaceutical industry, I guess I should say just the medical industry as a whole, finds ways to create pain management without addictive substances. Is all. Yeah, if you just did the deck, so it kind of sounds like you might have added some add-ons onto there, whether that be the fades, your color bottom veneer, or what you added to it. I can't remember exactly what the 3/4 longboard base price is. I do not believe it's $153, especially since our monster boards are $125. But that would be without trucks and wheels. If you did a Make My Life Complete option on there, it would be the price of the deck plus $110, and we'll throw everything else on there for you. But if you just need the deck, we can do that for you. But Smiley, it sounds like you did add some add-ons onto that. We can always make you that 7.5, Josh. You just got to message us. Contact my boss through the email on there. Yeah, of course they do. They don't make their own. Flip doesn't make skateboards. They have other people make their skateboards. But yeah, you can check us out. I know, Sweaty Freddy. It hurts my head to see those toothpicks too. Well, yeah, we'd have to have you pay up front for that, Josh. But yeah, you just have to contact. So if you go to lifeskateboard.com, there's that website right there. Sorry. If you go to lifeskateboard.com, Josh, and there's a contact form on there, use the email, or if you Google Life Skateboards, text the number that's on there, ask them about if you can get a 7.5, what that would cost, and how to order it. I have a strong feeling that's going to be you ordering a popsicle and putting it in the notes. That's not one of our base shapes, but where a size 15 every board has been on is just way too small. Ooh. Ooh. Kaloob, you asked her to Caleb. I just called you Kaloob. It's Caleb. I'm so sorry, bud. That hurt my head to read it that way. I'm so sorry. So how big? I'd say like 10.5 probably before it starts looking a little goofy. But we did just make a 14.2 inch board. You found us at the right time. If you go over to the Life Skateboards Instagram, that's Life Skateboards 1010. There's some videos, pictures, and instructions on how to order that. Yeah, but 10's probably in there, right in the sweet spot for everybody. I will say that when it comes to shoe size, to board size, I don't think that's a good idea to measure your preference on. I would always push people towards bigger boards. Yep, that's the same. It's the same Life Skateboards. Sam Cook's still the owner. Moved from Upland to Muncie. He started making skateboards in 2012, and then he moved the shop to New Palestine. Life like Sam, yes sir. Yeah, Josh, just hit up Sam. Yeah, Josh, never mind, you're familiar with us, dude. So Josh, Google Life Skateboards, like the one that was in Muncie, and then the number for it. Just call that. See if Sam remembers you. Maybe you guys can catch up and talk about a 7.5. That's pretty cool. I love it when people get reconnected with childhood shops on this page. Always lurk. It's still in Muncie, Josh. I'm not even joking, buddy. Call Sam. I think he's got a lot of updates for you. We've got a key holder program at the moment, so contact Sam if you're in the Upland area, because he will 100% rent a key to you, especially if you are one of the Upland people. That's awesome. That's really cool. I can't wait to meet you one day, dude. They just built that park in Muncie. I'll come up and see you. That's really cool, man. I love this. The internet's cool sometimes. I just spent so much time on the same board. Well, hey guys, I am having a charging issue with my phone, and I don't really know what's going to happen if my phone dies while the live is going. Unfortunately, it's just not gaining any charge. So I've got to mess with that after the live, but thank you guys all for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Congratulations, Mateo. I'm glad that's all working for you, bud. But I'm going to head out of here so I can make sure the live doesn't die while I'm finishing this up. But remember, you can go to lifeskateboard.com, get a board of your own. Hopefully I get to talk to you, Josh, and see you around personally. I think that's really cool to run into you guys. Yeah, lifeskateboard.com. Like, share, subscribe, all the other dumb stuff. There's a bell up here, I think, that you're supposed to hit. I think. Someone told me I was pointing to the right place. Okay, well, when you get back, I'll see you. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you next time. Also, real quick, thank you guys for pushing me to 6,000 because that happened this morning. Thank you.